This year we have a global pandemic from China, a plague of locusts in Africa, and massive bushfires in Australia. Now a ginormous cyclone is coming to India and Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh are evacuating millions before the path of Tropical Cyclone Amphan, which is expected to make imminent landfall on the evening of May 20th. Ampan is the second ever super cyclone on record to hit the Bay of Bengal. The powerful storm was sustaining an airspeed of 172 kilometers per hour at the time of report. Citing India's weather department, the BBC reports the storm will bring a 3 to 5 meter surge, and the authorities have called on fishing boats to stay ashore. The U.S. Pacific Center says up to 33.6 million people in India and 5.3 million people in Bangladesh are exposed to the storm, with capital exposures of up to $273.9 billion. To make matters worse, India and Bangladesh are battling COVID-19, and shelter capacity will be strained by social distancing guidelines. The cyclone will likely fall on the India-Bangladesh border, and the projected path will bring the storm near the Indian city of KOLKATA. More than 14 million people reside in this densely populated urban center. Guys, global warming is no joke. Climate change is not only making storms more intense, but it is also threatening to displace hundreds of millions of people by 2050.
According to the Associated Press, who spoke with 17 meteorologists and researchers who study climate change, hurricanes, or both, global warming is affecting hurricanes by making them wetter with more energy that intensify faster. Storm surges are also more dangerous because of rising sea levels, with storms moving more slowly, thus increased levels of precipitation and flooding. The dean of the Environment School at the University of Michigan, Jonathan Overpeck, says Florence is yet another poster child for the human supercharged storms that are becoming more common and destructive as the planet warms. Several months after Hurricane Harvey, studies found climate change significantly increased the chances for Harvey's record rainfalls. Scientists say that for every degree the air warms, it can hold almost 4% more water and feeds more energy into the storm. Climate scientists say the warmer air and water make storms stronger. Recent studies have also shown storms intensifying more rapidly than before.
New research has found that rising sea levels will be more of a threat to the world's coastal cities than previously thought. According to a new study published in Nature Communications, previous estimates suggest 80 million people will be affected when flat, low-lying lands flood annually by 2050 as the Earth warms. The Washington Post reports that this estimate was based on coastal elevation data that detected the height of the land surface and those on it, such as trees, houses, and buildings. This resulted in errors averaging 6.5 feet globally. To gain more accuracy, a new model used laser-based coastal measurements and an algorithm to adjust the previous dataset. They found that the population at risk from annual flooding is closer to 300 million. In particular, areas in Asia are especially at risk, with the model showing larger swaths of submerged land in places like Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok, and Shanghai, among others. According to the study, a scenario in which the world becomes warmer by 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 degrees Celsius by 2100 would expose over 360 million people to annual flooding. The worst-case scenario, according to scientists, would see the Antarctic ice sheet melt and as many as 640 million people threatened. Clearly, lots to look forward to in the future. Meanwhile, pollution is also messing with monsoon patterns in Asia, which means some areas are getting drier, even as India and Bangladesh are inundated with water.
The Asian summer monsoon typically brings about a lot of rainfall, but scientists have found that the rate of precipitation has actually been declining over the past 8 decades. According to National Geographic, the summer monsoon usually takes place between the months of April to September. New research from the journal Geophysical Research Letters says that rainfall during the Asian summer monsoon has been found to be decreasing in strength over the past 80 years. According to a University of Arizona news release, human-made atmospheric pollutants such as sulfate aerosol emissions could be contributing to the reduction. Using climate models, scientists found that as the amount of pollutants in the atmosphere increases, the rate of monsoon rain tends to decline. The researchers also looked at tree ring data from North China over the past 450 years to determine precipitation rates over the decades. This is because trees tend to grow thicker rings during wetter years. Factors such as solar variability and volcanic eruptions are also believed to impact the strength of the Asian summer monsoon. As rainfall from the summer monsoon has been declining, this has had an impact on water availability, ecosystems, and agriculture across the globe.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.